Thank you for joining me here today on Maple Leafs Man Advantage. And I am Hawkeye, and I'm going to talk about a couple of trades that happened during the 1969-70 season with the Leafs and take a look at them and see how it worked out for Toronto. Certainly, one of them is much bigger than the other. The following video I'm going to do is a much bigger trade for Toronto. So we're going to start in December of 1969, so December the 10th. It was the Leafs and the Boston Bruins worked out a trade. The Leafs received Jim Harrison, and going the other way, the Bruins got Wayne Carlton. So here we go. I'm going to take a deeper look into this with these two players and how the trade went down. So first we'll start with who's coming to Toronto. So that is Jim Harrison, who is also known as Max. He had played 39 games for the Bruins over the course of parts of two seasons in the NHL. He had scored 4 goals with 3 assists for 7 points. He would go on to play 175 games for the Leafs with 39 goals, 47 assists, 86 points, and 248 penalty minutes. He then would go and play in the WHA, where he would play 232 games with 117 goals, 152 assists, for 269 points. Really good job he was doing in the WHI. And he also grabbed 360 penalty minutes as well over the course of 4 seasons. He played for the Alberta Oilers in 1972-73, where he scored 39 goals. He also played for the Edmonton Oilers, renamed to Edmonton, and then as well the Cleveland Crusaders. Jim then came back to the NHL after his days in the WHA, and he played 4 more seasons in the NHL for the Chicago Blackhawks and the Edmonton Oilers, who had played with in the WHA. He played 110 games with 24 goals, 36 assists for 70 points, and 150 penalty minutes. So going over to the Bruins, Wayne had played 91 games over the parts of 5 seasons in Toronto. This season in particular, we're into December and he's only played 7 games, so he's kind of not in that lineup every day. So he was going to Boston, where he certainly would play more time there. But during his time in Toronto, he had 10 goals with 16 assists for 26 points. He would end up playing 187 more NHL games with the Bruins and the California Golden Seals. He scored 45 goals, including the 22 he would score the following season in 1970-71 for the Bruins, adding 57 assists and for 102 points. Wayne, much like Jim, then went into the WHA. He played there for 5 seasons, and he played 290 games with 132 goals, 180 assists for 312 points. He scored 42 goals along with 91 points in 1972-73 for the Ottawa Nationals. The following season for the Toronto Toros, he grabbed 92 points. In both of those seasons, he was the top point getter on those teams in those particular years. Also in the WHA, he played for the New England Whalers, Edmonton Oilers, and the Birmingham Bulls. Wayne would actually go on to win the Stanley Cup with the Bruins this year. So he's got some memories coming up this year for sure in the playoffs, as he would go on to win the Stanley Cup. Now, for me, I definitely give this one the thumbs up. Harrison comes into the lineup. He certainly could bring some offense and some toughness into the lineup as well. As he didn't seem to be afraid of the penalty box either. So I'm all for that trade. We're going to go for it. Now, the other trade that happened is definitely a minor trade. Um, I can't find the exact date, but it was in February of 1970. It was the Leafs and the Los Angeles Kings. The Leafs got defenseman Jacques Lemieux, and the Kings got left winger Gary Marsh. Um, Lemieux had played 19 games with 4 assists in his career. He would not play another game in the NHL, while Gary had played 7 games with a goal, 3 assists for 4 points for Toronto and Detroit over the course of his career, but he wouldn't play another game either. So everything kind of comes out in the wash on that one. So whatever, we'll let that go through too. Nothing to be concerned about in that trade at all. So after the Harrison trade, just gonna do a little change to the lineup here. Um, as he plays some minutes now in Toronto. Um, so I just moved him down into that fourth center spot there, and then move Smith. He's an extra in my mind. He'll have played some games here, but I know Armstrong will be out for a bit here too, and he and Clancy can play right wing too, but he did shoot left, so that's why I have him at left wing. But anyways, that's the little change there. We now got 4 centermen in Toronto, rather than the 3 right now anyway. So so there you have it. So excellent. So as I said, the next video is going to be a bigger trade, a bigger name, leaving Toronto. So anyways, there you have it. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit like, subscribe if you wish. I definitely have other videos on here about the Leafs and the NHL. And if you want to comment on anything, you can go ahead and do that as well. So excellent. Until next time, have yourself a wonderful day.